Okay, here we are in game 3. We have AkeNo here in the green, in the bottom of the map, and Murzaca here in the blue to the top left of the map. And this is an Aztecs War, game 3. AkeNo won both games, 1 and 2. And now we have the Aztec mirror match. So let's take a look at their maps as we speed things up through the Dark Age. So Murzaca has both of his main resources, gold and stone, in the back of his base. Other gold on the side and the front, and his other stones on the front as well. He has an extra gold in the back of his base. He's gonna come around, scout these sheep at the front of his base. And AkeNo, he has main gold in the back, main stone in the back, secondary gold in the back, in a nice position. But his other two resources are on the front. Looks like he'll come around and find the rest of his sheep, or take the ones inside of his base. Just missed those sheep in that dark area. And we see him building up in the Dark Age, now sending villagers over to wood. So this is an Aztecs War, game 3. Relics, 1 in AkeNo's base, other 3 out here in the middle of the map, and 1 closer to Murzaca. So relics, that one, AkeNo will probably get 2, 1 closer to Murzaca, and these 2 kind of in the middle, maybe a bit closer to Murzaca. A nice straight line on the mini-map with those deer and those sheep. Deer kind of in an awkward position for AkeNo. Maybe he could put the sheep in the gate and lure them in, but it's probably simpler just to delete a couple pieces of the walls and start pushing them in. The extra gold and extra stone, 4 piles of stone this time on this side of the map. Over here, maybe a bit closer to AkeNo, but pretty much out in the middle of the map. I guess Murzaca might have a nice map advantage because of the gold in the back. But other than that, nothing seems too very imbalanced. And these deer, quite a far away for Murzaca to lure, but at least they are inside of his walls. Those trees could get in the way. He'll need to get the scout back here to start pushing, so we'll see how he does with that. And gets the deer to run away. That one's gonna walk back, but okay, he should be able to get that one now, but looks like he's not paying attention there, as he's bringing in a boar right now. Probably start luring it once the boar comes in. But Scout's in a good position to get that deer pushed. And there we go. We'll see him starting to push the deer. He is housed though. And just heard a house going up. So, housed, tiny bit. Not that bad though. Players still even on vill count. Sending a lot of vills to berries. Sending 7. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vills on berries. That's quite a lot of vills to send to the berries. Maybe he's looking to click up without making many farms. He still has a lot of sheep left over. And maybe he's doing that because he doesn't want to take these deer because they're so far away too. And let's see, sending 8 villagers to wood, splitting his lumber camps on 24 population. And still going to create 2 more villas. Looks like he might go up on 26. Murzaca, meanwhile, again, 2 more villas. Look like he'll also go up on 26 populations. Now starting to send villagers over to gold. Doesn't have quite as many on wood right now, but well, he does because there's a straggler tree. And that deer now going to come in. Good job by Murzaca to lure in those deer. They'll give him a nice food advantage over AkeNo. AkeNo, though, managing to click up a bit faster, about half a villager ahead. And we'll see, is he taking gold? Yep, he's taking gold as well. 2 villagers on gold since you have 100 gold to start, since the Aztecs, they get their free loom. Players probably wouldn't research loom anyway since it's arena. Could move these wood villagers around a bit more. Put that villager on that tree. Bring a villager down here. Same with Murzaca. That straggler is kind of annoying. Villagers do like to chop stragglers even when they're at lumber camps. See, both players probably going, yep, blacksmith and market. And market with 4 villagers. We'll probably see the blacksmith come up. Maybe didn't have the wood for it. Yep, there we go. Not the best position for these buildings because they're going to be blocking that stone mine. We'll have to build the mining camp over here, but even then the villagers won't be able to walk around this way. Maybe we'll see some villagers pathing around the market and blacksmiths to get to the back and then coming back around. That would be unfortunate. Gold. These 2 trees, these 3 trees kind of blocking that gold mine, so unfortunately, he won't be able to saturate it from this side, but he can make another mining camp over at this side to get to it later. And both these players up to the castle age. Looks like Murzaca It looks like AkeNo must have been slowed down a bit in the feudal age because he's kind of lost some of that time he had, but Murzaca is gonna get up, looks like slightly ahead. But lots of villagers on gold. We see the barracks coming up. He'll probably delete some of that wall there to let the eagles out. And Murzaca, same thing, double barracks. Good to see that. He'll get out a bunch of eagle warriors. So both these players going for a similar build. AkeNo does have quite a few more farms, and it looks like he has been collecting a bit more wood. But nope, we'll see eagles coming out for both players. Murzaca will have a slight advantage at the beginning because of the double barracks, but now monastery going for AkeNo, and we'll probably see a monastery going up right away also for Murzaca. And let's check their scouting. Murzaca hasn't scouted too much of the map, whereas AkeNo has. So AkeNo definitely has the scouting advantage, and that's going to account for the score difference right now. But he has seen these relics up here, and that will be good for him to know where those are. Now, getting out the eagles, making some monks, and we'll see if AkeNo goes down with a second barracks or a second monastery. Still building up his food. We'll have enough wood to put down another building right now. We'll see what he goes with. Lots of farms from AkeNo. Not quite as many from Murzaca yet. Eagle warrior fight. Murzaca needs to bring up his army and engage with all of his forces at once while he has this lead. Could pop out a monk and start healing up that eagle. Yeah, and AkeNo not going as aggressively into eagles at this point in the game, so Murzaca is going to have the map control, but he doesn't have the forces he needs to go take those relics yet because he only has one monk. Nice engagement here by Murzaca. Could go back and get some hits on that eagle. But AkeNo gonna fight there, and that's not a good decision. He's gonna lose those eagles. Units look like they're getting a bit away from AkeNo, but now the eagle warriors from Murzaca are gonna come up, and we're gonna see that monk. And is he gonna catch that monk? And looks like looks like the monk's gonna get away, but he can see the relics gone. But Murzaca has two monks now. Looks like he's going to go for this relic first. So good job by AkeNo. Even with fewer eagles, still he manages to get the relics. Now he's just going to run the monk. Looks like he's going to go on a trip over here. And we'll see. Will the eagles come forward? Move. Oh, they're going forward. Will they find the monk? Will they see it? No, just one tile away. They need to... Yeah, so second monastery now for AkeNo, going for the double monastery as opposed to two barracks. Military numbers still in favor of Murzaca, has out more eagles, but still on one town center, going up to a second town center, seeding some farms. Meanwhile, AkeNo going up to 1, 2, building his third TC right now, and not too much fighting going on right now, so Murzaca definitely does have the map control with his military advantage, but it looks like he's stopped making units from his military buildings, and he's going to add in a third TC. AkeNo now looks like he isn't making any units either, so both players are just going to boom up a bit. And we'll speed things up a bit as we're waiting for them to boom. Murzaca with a few idle villagers. Looks like he might need to reset a town center gather point. Gonna move them over though. Good job noticing that. Two more idols hidden away somewhere, though. Let's see, has he scattered the back of his base? He has. Good. He will know that he has a gold in the back there. And he does have this map control. AkeNo needs to put that relic inside of his monastery. It's just standing there. Those things are kind of easy to forget about. Murzaca could bring his monks forward, get some scouting in. Monk researches, though, now coming in for AkeNo. He probably doesn't need to do redemption yet, because there aren't any siege engines coming in from Murzaca, but he's building siege workshop now. That will come useful in the future. And atonement coming in, so AkeNo will be able to convert these monks. But Murzaca, only 3 monks, hasn't invested too heavily into them. Let's see Murzaca's monk techs. He doesn't have any of them. Really should at least get Sanctity. Put an extra Aztec monks will get an extra 20 HP from that technology. Now, getting out of Ram. Ram's a good choice versus monks, because monks have to be adjacent to the Ram to convert it, unlike mangonels, which the monks can convert from a distance. We'll be able to start poking at these monasteries. But AkeNo now also moving out, and will Murzaca see this? No, he won't. If he was scouting, he might be able to take out those villagers and deny that castle. There are quite a few monks here, though, so that might not be the best trade to if those eagles get converted. That castle looks like it's going to go up from AkeNo and protect that stone and protect these military buildings. There are a lot of rams here, and that monk is... Does he see it? No, doesn't see it quite yet. Now he does. Could put the eagles inside of the rams, but nice play by AkeNo walling in the castle. Could probably go with a gate here to get that up more quickly than the wall, because the rams will still get in. But eagles are going to get converted. He has enough monks there to protect this castle, and Murzaca will need to go back. Now these rams are going to be taken out by the eagles, and there were a few converts there. Now, AkeNo, two castles right on top of each other, right on top of this stone. We'll be blocking the stone a bit, but that's really going to secure this location. And since Murzaca's already invested into putting his siege workshops over here, the push is going to come in from this direction. And AkeNo up to the Imperial Age. Murzaca looks like he's just about to click up. Maybe could sell some food to click up faster. But he's almost there, almost clicking up, and there we go. And both players now up to the Imperial Age. AkeNo now going for a wall. That's a really good position for a wall because it's going to stop the rams from coming in, and it's going to stop some of the siege from Murzaca, and at least delay the ram stuff. He is leaving a hole in his wall for... He's just leaving a hole here. Does he have a piece of wall being built there? No, he's just... he must have like clicked and dragged this way, and then clicked and dragged this way, and not built a wall piece there. So we'll see if that hole comes back to haunt him, or if he decides to patch it up. Looks like he's maybe just doing some scouting with these palisades to check what resources that Murzaca is taking. So we can tell that Murzaca is taking this stone, and you can see that he's not on this gold yet. He'll know where to raid with these eagles, so he can send them directly to that stone right now. There we go. Monks will be able to... Will they get a convert? Yep, convert one eagle. And looks like they'll probably get a second. Yep, getting the second. And doesn't need to... Oh, well, yeah, he does need to retreat from that stone now. But lots of Jaguar warriors coming in from AkeNo. Those are a good... Or, yeah, those will be a good choice against the eagles from Murzaca. Murzaca looks like he still doesn't have a castle. There we are. Now Trebuchet is coming in. They're going to start taking out these barracks, and there's going to be a hole in that wall. Going to be able to run units in through that hole, but he doesn't have any eagles. Jaguars are not as good at raiding, and that monk will go down. Now I should probably delete that eagle. Delete the eagle. Delete it. Nope, gets converted. But lots of barracks coming out. Looks like Murzaca will be going pretty heavy to Eagle Warriors, and it looks like he might be trying to go for Arbalest to counter the Jaguar Warriors. The problems with going into Arbalest is that you need to do all the blacksmith upgrades for them, whereas something like Eagles and Jaguar Warriors, Eagles counter the Arbalest, Jaguars counter the Eagles, and, well, the other way, you could look at it as Eagles can come in here, fight against the monks, and Arbalest can fight against the Jags. But you need to do separate blacksmith upgrades for the leather archer armor coming in. You need to do separate blacksmith upgrades for the archers and the infantry units, whereas Jaguars and Eagles, you only need the infantry upgrades, so it's a bit cheaper and doesn't, not just in resources, but also in research time. As if we only have one, well, he does have two blacksmiths though, so that'll be good for helping him get the researchers in. But now, gonna lose that monastery. That's gonna be both of his relics. He'll need to, probably be good for him to build another monastery at the back of his base and come get the relics. But we'll see if the Arbalest pay off against the Jags and the monks. Arbalest will be able to poke at the monks from a distance. What, 4 trebs out from AkeNo, that's a lot of siege. Still hasn't been taking this stone, but AkeNo has moved out to this extra gold. That'll be very good for him. Murzaca, it looks like he isn't really paying attention to that gold. Now the push gonna start coming in. The monk's gonna come forward from AkeNo and try to steal these relics, but the eagles will be there to catch them. What? Nice Jaguars are gonna come in and be able to clean up the eagles, because those monks, 75 HP, that's a lot of HP. Probably has everything except for faith and heresy. But Arbalest are gonna come in against the Jags. We'll see how they do. Needs to micro them. Jags are getting some hits on the Arbalest. Doesn't quite have the massive Arbalest he needs to deal with the Jags, but they are going to go down. And we'll probably see AkeNo add in some more barracks at this point, and Tech still has a hole in his wall, but we'll probably see him add in more barracks and go back into Eagles, as he's just content to wall off the map right now. Probably see a final piece of wall come up there, and that'll secure these extra resources for him. Now, a bunch of Arbalests gonna move out. AkeNo doesn't have the Eagles he needs to deal with that, but we'll see producing from 4 ranges. Nice, gonna be able to start picking up those monks, but those monks just have so much HP. That's 75 HP, so let's see, that's everything. So there's 4 techs he's missing, probably Faith, Heresy, and let's see what else. Herbal Medicine, and Illumination. You should go for Illumination. It's an important tech. Now, building another gate, but still hasn't patched up that hole. Has an idle villager out here on the wall and still needs to close up the wall at the top. But now putting it up more barracks, kind of attacking the Eagles to counter the Arbalest, and it looks like Murzaca is just going heavy into Arbalest. Does have up a castle, but only 1 castle, not going to be enough to produce Jaguar Warriors, and only has 1 villager on stone, this stone having been denied earlier, and he hasn't moved back to it. Now the Arbalest look like they're going to come forward. Is it, no, he's not building a wall there, but Trebuchet is coming up. He's gonna see this, and he's gonna walk through that. No, go through the hole. I really just want to see him walk through that hole right there. Gonna kill some villagers. Looks like all these villagers gonna go down. Needs to target the villagers though. Arbalest aren't gonna be very effective against the Trebs. Jaguar is gonna aggro onto the Arbalest and go down. Eagle Warriors aren't quite massed up enough to deal with the Arbalest yet, but more of them coming in. Those Arbalest will be cleaned up. Treb's gonna be able to shoot at the Arbalest and do some good damage against them. Monk's now coming forward, and Murzaca needs something other than Arbalest to deal with the Eagles, and he needs to keep all of his Arbalest together. Without the big massive Arbalest, they're not going to be effective, even against small numbers of Eagles. Good thing about replenishing that lumber camp too. AkeNo does have a pretty good villager lead at this point, and also has the military lead. So, especially with those Eagles, looks like he will be able to push in. Murzaca now going for a Long Swordsman. That'll be a good choice against the Eagles, but not quite against the Jaguar Warriors. Jaguar Warriors will still rip the Long Swordsman to shreds, because Jaguar Warriors do get an attack bonus against infantry units. Murzaca now repairing his wall. Maybe we'll see him put a gate here if he wants to let his units out. Well, it's going to make it a bit harder for him to engage in any fights down here, because this gate isn't very useful, kind of at the stuck in the corner there. And let's see, yeah. It's like AkeNo stopped producing for the moment on a 160 population. Does have a lead of 15 villagers, so that's good for him. Looks like the Arbalest did come up here and managed to kill some villagers, but the Eagles are going to come up and clean the Arbalest. AkeNo never having finished that wall at the top. Arbalest gonna move to the corner. Good for them. Gonna make it harder for the Eagle Warriors to attack, but they're still gonna go down. We'll do a bit more damage though. Now Trebuchet is coming forward, taking out this wall. Murzaca gonna have to move forward with the Arbalest. Has out a few Jags of his own, a few Long Swordsmen, and just not going to be able to engage. That's 8 Trebuchets from AkeNo. That's a lot of Trebuchets. They're going to be able to do a lot of damage, especially if they start firing into the massive Arbalest. Rams could come forward and try to engage with the Trebs, but there's enough infantry there that they'll probably be able to defend the Rams. Two-handed Swordsman now. Doesn't look like AkeNo has a lot of resources saved up. Meanwhile, Murzaca has a lot of wood, but not quite a lot of food. Has a bit of gold though. Those Arbalest gonna be effective against the Jags though. Jags having only 0 base PS armor, and with all the upgrades they have 4. Arbalest end up doing 10 attacks, so they will do 6 damage to the Jaguar Warriors of the Jero. Eagles though do have 8 PS armor. That's quite a bit. Both players now have quite a few idle villagers. Or it looks like Murzaca is trying to deal with that. Trying to fight underneath his town center though, but the Eagles don't really care about the town center fire. Them with their 8 PS armor just gonna walk in. And there's the GG from Murzaca as AkeNo pushes in, and AkeNo is going to take this series from Murzaca 3-0. Well played by both players. And AkeNo, looks like he finally did patch up that hole in his wall. Never did finish the wall up here though. But GG. Looks like Murzaca he had a good start with getting out the eagles and getting the map control, but when both players hit Imperial Age, AkeNo clicked up a bit sooner. Looks like he might have managed his economy a bit more efficiently, and then was able to get out the units he needed. I think the eagles and jags are a much stronger combo than the arbalest and swordsman line, especially since you only need the one line of blacksmith upgrades. Let's go take a look at these achievements. Yeah, AkeNo having the larger army in the end and doing a bit better with the monk micro, getting a few more conversions. And he did also have a stronger economy, going up with more vills. Hit Imperial Age first. Both players similar Castle Age times on 26, clicking up on 26 population. And then Relic Gold, advantage to AkeNo. Also the villager high. And timeline, we can see Murzaca did have the map control at the beginning, but towards the end of the game, AkeNo came in with the larger military and was able to push him back. Alright, GG. Good job to both the players and for AkeNo for winning that series. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.